Alrighty, hello, World War II, Part 2, the major combatants, people fighting in this war. First and foremost, it's going to be defined as the Allies versus the Axis. Okay, you need to know the Allies. When referring to the Allies, it's going to be the big three. It's going to be the United States of America, the red, white, and blue in the back. We're going to have the Soviet Union right there in the middle, the red one with the hammer and sickle, infamous, and the infamous Union Jack for the Great British. Okay, England, UK, going to be fighting right along there. Okay, these guys are going to fight together. The Allies, the Axis is going to be known as Nazi Germany, the one located right there in the middle. We're going to have Fascist Italy, the one on the left, and finally Imperial Japan with their ever-famous rising sun. Now, those are the six major countries that are going to be playing a role in World War II, as we're talking about, but you need to know the leaders of these countries. So, the Allies are led by the United Kingdom's Winston Churchill, okay, the bulldog, the man over there on the right on your screen. The USSR, the Soviet Union, is going to be led by Mr. Joe Steele himself, Joseph Stalin, the man on the left. And then the United States is going to be led by two main figures throughout World War II. Most of the war is going to be led by President Franklin D. Roosevelt, the man in the middle. But then towards the end, Harry S. Truman is going to come in. Now, my question for you, this might be a good random question to know, bonus fact, something like that. Why did Harry Truman come in instead of Franklin Delano Roosevelt? Well, sadly, Franklin D. Roosevelt passed away. Harry Truman, his vice president, ended up taking over. So the big three, as they were known before, Stalin, Roosevelt, and Churchill, were now Stalin, Truman, and Churchill. The Axis, okay, yeah, rest in peace, bro. You go, Harry Truman, you go. The Axis, led by Adolf Hitler of Germany, okay, the man right there. Everyone knows who Adolf Hitler is. We got Benito Mussolini in the middle, the Italian right through there, okay. Fascismo, the one who founded fascism in Italy, and Hitler kind of adopted that policy and took it on himself and made it much, much worse. And then Hideki Toyo, who is going to be the Emperor of Japan, as you can see right here. Okay, these three men are going to be leaders of the Axis powers during World War II. Now, the rise of totalitarianism. Totalitarianism is something you need to know. It is simply a system of government when the government controls every single aspect of public and private life. Okay, it's not that the government is just controlling what you do in public unless you do whatever you want at home. Even at home, the government is in charge. You have no freedom under a totalitarian state. Individual rights are not viewed as important near as much as the rights of the nation. So you might have to forfeit your right to a home, to freedom, to life if it is better for your country. Everything you do is for the betterment of your country, not for the betterment of you as an individual, but you do what is best for your country. Fascism is going to come out of this as well, and fascism is simply a military government which is based upon racism and nationalism with strong support from the business community. Okay, so it usually focuses a lot on business, which is why the business community is very fond of fascism for a lot of reasons, especially at this time period. But it is military rule. It's a totalitarian state with military rule, and in fascism is what you have is you have a person come in and paint someone as a common enemy. Okay, so for example, with Hitler, it's going to be the Jews. The Jews were the common enemy, and Hitler comes in. Okay, he can make Germany strong again, that nationalist pride, and he is the only one who can fix it. This is characteristic of a fascist state. Hitler would take this, Mussolini is going to do this, and similar things are going to be happening with Hideki Toyo over in Japan. Now, the rise of Adolf Hitler. Hitler is going to peacefully annex Austria and then occupy Czechoslovakia in 1938. So at this point, he has taken his borders from Germany and he has expanded them into neighboring countries. Hitler is going to sign a non-aggression pact with the USSR at this time period as well, called the Ribbentrop-Molotov Mutual Non-Aggression Pact. You don't even know that, it's just fun to say. What are those few things I have somehow not forgotten from my time in history class? But this is simply an agreement not to invade. Now, Hitler is terrified of a two-front war. Just like in World War I, one of the reasons Germany lost, so to say, was they had a two-front war with the Germans on one, or with the Russians on one side and the French fighting on the other side. Hitler does not want this to happen, so Hitler is going to make an agreement with Stalin and the Soviet Union so that he can have a one-front war and not have to fight on two fronts, okay, on the east and on the west. This is ultimately going to be broken later on in the war, as you already know from the introduction of the Axis versus the Allies. But the agreement they're going to make is that they won't invade one another, so the Germans won't invade the Soviet Union, and the Soviets will not invade Germany, and that Poland, the country that separates both Germany and the Soviet Union, is going to be split among the two. So the Russians will have half of it, and the Germans will have half of Poland. Of course, this is going to be broken, and it will not follow. That is all for now. We'll talk about the invasion of Poland later. Any questions, comments below? Otherwise, good luck.